because we were prescribing salt restricted diet for anything over hypertension. So I wanted to know the use of it and I picked this up. So, but when I started reviewing literature on that, then the resistance and the sensitivity part I found out.
Very good.
And, but how do I, still that question is there, how do I project it? Because when I submitted already, that was not in the aim or I don't
You
know.
will make a paper out of it. So this one will go for university and a bound volume, but you will make a paper where you will, the heading will be what you found, what you discovered. That will become the heading of your publication. So you can even think of that as your publication. But we are not supposed to have one or two publications. Because as a PG, ideally a person should have one publication per month.
Mentioned it. Because at that time, my objectives were only to analyze this test with respect to hypertension and its complications. So out of that, I just taken ophthalmic changes, renal changes, and cardiovascular changes.
So let's say you have got some case report forms. How many? How many cases?
47.
47. Fine. So in 47 cases, each case you analyze. You looked at the 24-hour urinary sodium, isn't it? And your aim was to look at the 24-hour urinary sodium. How much sodium they were excreting? Why did you want to do that? Because
whether the change in the BP is because of the intake of sodium.
So you wanted to find a correlation between the BP and their sodium excretion.
Sodium excretion, in my review of literature, is direct measurement of your dietary intake. So sometimes the dietary recall method, this is superior to that, to know how much he has consumed over the last 24 hours, even if his recall method has failed. So that is the primary purpose of this particular choice of test. So whether his consumption is reflecting in the reason for his hypertension.
Very good. Just tell us about only this much in each one of your patients.
Most of them have this was the generic
Yeah. Okay. So this is a very condensed version of the case report form in the form of master chart, where all the case report forms are seen in one page. So let's see. From each patient, we want to know whether the urinary salt excretion is reflecting their intake. And maybe there's some correlation with the BP also. Although with so less data, this is just a cross-sectional data, isn't it? One single event data. So with so less data, you will have to just go by one BP recording and one salt excretion. Salt excretion is 24 hours. But BP recording is not 24 hours. It's just one single BP recording in 24 hours. So it's like comparing apples and oranges. One cannot draw a correlation.
Because of the sample size, I had an issue, sir. That was.
You could have had less sample size actually. We are not doing epidemiological work here.
Few of them, after they gave back the sample also, like how I followed for few of them, sir, who were compliant with my instructions. I asked them to record it at home. I didn't start the
very good idea.
So I asked them to get back the can the next visit. So what they do is they take the can home and they give it at the next OP visit, sir. So some people recorded it, and if it was consistently above 140 and not a white powder,
White powder.
white powder. So if it was not like that, then those were the compliant lots. But the others, they just gave the test without getting back to me anymore.
Yeah, so this is a very valuable learning point. How many patients actually follow up? Because follow up is also not a one-sided thing. We often tell you that you have to follow up, Patient should also be interested. The doctor-patient relationship is a two-way street. So if the patient is also not, cooperating, then the doctor cannot do much. But then again, the doctor should not always give that excuse. The patient didn't cooperate. So, yeah, our job is difficult. It's challenging. And in your current state,
It was
yeah.
the first IP patient that we had.
So grade 1 is diffuse.
Diffuse, yes,
Yeah,
sir. Just
yeah.
And then he did not have any renal abnormalities, sir. And the echo also did not have any LDH
Fine.
or hypertrophic
Yeah.
features, sir. But his was marginally elevated. 220 is the normal cutoff limit here.
So salt excretion,
Salt
24.
24 hours. 40 to 220 is the normal range, sir, even in our lab. And it is 240, sir. So that I've taken it that.
So how do you explain? Yeah, now this is the most crucial point.
Yes, sir. These individuals
So-
can be taken as salt sensitive individuals, sir, because their excretion is correlating with their increase in BP. There are only 3 people I found with sodium
Wait a
excretion.
second, when you say increase in BP, what do you mean? 150 mmHg?
Yes, sir. Any systolic less.
Just
more
one
than-
value.
Yes, sir. That is one value.
Yeah, that's a major limitation. One value BP. How can you say that that is anything? Right now, if I measure the BP of Zen, it might be 190, 100. But after half an hour, it will be 128. Yeah, it's always possible.
So if he is excreting so much of sodium, then he might develop hypertension.
That's your
My
prediction.
hypothesis.
Hypothesis. But how do you prove your hypothesis? Let's say you have taken Zen's BP 190, 100. His salt excretion is 300. So what will it do?
Follow him up, sir.
Yeah, without follow-up, what else? So what is this showing us without follow-up?
Incidence of dietary intake and
See, the one BP is not helping us. But yeah, the urinary salt excretion could be related to something else also. Like, dietary sodium, as you said. So what has been his sodium consumption that day?
so dietary sodium, the reflect of this, the test purpose itself is to tell the dietary sodium. Sir. So
Exactly.
in my initial.
So you do not know his dietary sodium, you are just thinking
Yes, sir.
that it's all because of dietary sodium.
No, sir. How much ever you eat is reflected in how much you excrete.
It's clear.
So
he
instead of a dietary requirement.
He ate 2 for 2 anyone. I mean, in general, okay, it was useful to you to learn about salt excretion, salt sensitivity. That way you have represented your case well. But for the patient, how is it useful, and for that patient's doctor, how is it useful? Let's say you are managing that patient with hypertension 150/90, and that is only you seen. Okay, let's come to 150 and 110. The next patient, who appears to be a 62-year-old man. So how is that salt sodium 325 useful to you?
So, choice of antihypertensive also,
Hmm.
sir. In somebody excreting so much, then I would go for the aldosterone antagonist, sodium water retention inhibitors. Like they
He is
are
already excreting sodium.
Yes.
So if you give him aldosterone,
Yeah,
he will excrete more
yes,
sodium.
sir. I go for a calcium channel blocker for.
Yeah, you may not want to